argument of OCD is you'd rather be OCD than not OCD. That could be the argument for any stigma. So if you ever see someone talking to nothing or looking like they're hiding something and they're like in a corner alone, always go up to them and ask them what they're doing. I just lost a piece of paper and the wind took it in a vortex and it blew it behind the bush and up into the balcony. I'm trying to look around that area, but it's just I can't go through anymore because I don't want to be a subject to the first thing that I just said. You should never let someone stand there in a corner and act like they're hiding something and acting suspicious. Always go up to them and ask what's going on, because they could be talking to like things that aren't there, and at that point you need to step in and get them some help. I do understand that I'm talking to myself, but I'm holding a camera in front of me, so it cancels that. Now, granted, if my phone was invisible and I didn't have to hold it out in front of me, I would always be liable to that first object, person talking to something, nothing there. So I hope that people would ask me if I ever am talking to an invisible phone. And I would gladly share with them why my phone's invisible and how they can get one if they so choose. In those odd circumstances, they're always initiated by a thing that is like really rare, but does happen. Like the vortex taking my paper, a piece of paper was small enough for it to happen. All right, we're good. We're gonna have to jaywalk on this one. Windy, and I'm holding keys and other things. A slingshot should never be shot at you, but if you got tricked into doing it, someone walks up to you and shot a slingshot around your legs and it twisted a little rock on it that had a spike, that could very well go right through. And if you shake the Cooper clock, the different parts on it will add your going. The exceptions are some things that we don't even know if they outlast. When in the initial frame of reference, we're always trying to develop something when we don't even know the clear value in its persistence. Persistence of a tear, we think it is an issue. So when you hear the framing, a broke tear, it seems like a nonsensical. It's like these where we have a hard time grasping that all around you is constantly vacuums. One of which I'm getting hit with rather abrasively on my epidermis. Your epidermis is just as an exoskeleton in the same way that your hair, if it's sticking up, can be like horns on an animal. If it's made that way in the shape with some extra like hair gel, you can condense it so much so that you could get a legitimate horn. I'm not saying that they would be big, but they would be little tiny horns if you wanted to do that. There is a density ratio that would allow that to be a matter of fact with your hair. And that's how a vacuum would be used, to mimic it, not an exoskeleton on your body, but an exoskeleton as that being the hardness of horns. Just condense it.